Hey guys, my name's Ryan and I'm going to be going over my top 8 raid card builds. So without wasting your time, let's get right into this. I'm playing on my Samsung Note. The first deck I've got the Blazing Inferno with the Thriving Plague and the Rancid Gas. And this is definitely my strongest set. And then the next one, I've got just a head only build, so you want to just only swipe on the head for this one. I've got the Clanship Barrage, the Skull Bash, and then the Crushing Instinct. The next set is Razor Wind with Moonbeam and the Ancestral Favor. The next one, I'd say you want to tap, pardon me, this build you'll want to tap only on like 2 different parts, maybe 3, and you want to have your parts exposed because this set has a potential to do a lot of damage, but you want to make sure that there's no armor on your character or the Titan before you use this set. So we've got the Purifying Blast, the Acid Drench, and then the Inspiring Force. The next set, I usually focus on the center of the Titan because this just stacks. The more, like, if you have these fairies running around, you want to just not focus on too many parts. You want it to do its job. So like going 1 or 2 body parts is the best for this one. It's Radioactivity, Totem of Power, and we've got the Soul of Fire. The 6th one is also one of the strongest ones. You want to swipe basically all over the character for this one. We got the Lightning Whip, or the Whip of Lightning, the Insanity Void, and then we've got Maelstrom. The next set it's kind of okay. I mean, it's decent. It's not the greatest, but this is the kind of one you just want to swipe everywhere and wait for these orange balls to explode and then go back to the parts after they've exploded. So we've got Team Tactics, Grasping Vines, and Fusion Bomb. The last one is the card set you want to use when you've got a Titan with armor, because this will eat through the armor a lot better. It's still not as good. Like, if you use this first set, this is going to do the most damage even if they have armor. But this one here is pretty decent on armor, especially if you start leveling it up. I've just started to finally make use of it. So we've got the Prismatic Rift, the Chain of Vengeance, and then we've got Fragmentize. Now, this is definitely one of the weaker sets, so I'd say don't use this set if your Titan doesn't have any armor, because it's not really going to do fuck all. So let's start with the first set, and I usually check where the health is at as our clan works through the raid. So we're going to go into this one with the first build, and this one works better if all body parts are active and they don't have like a part that's finished or been broken or exposed. So I'm just doing a W pattern here and then sort of altering my pattern as I go through. This definitely works better when you've got a lot more body parts exposed, because that poison will do its work. Respectable damage, not amazing, but 1.39 is not too bad. And then I'm going to use my next set, not this guy because the head's already exposed, so I'm going to use this one here, deck 5. And I'm just going to focus on the center. I should be able to get quite a bit of damage just off his mid-rift. And that satisfying sound of these fairies, so good. If you let them cluster, you can get up to like 7 or 8k if you get lucky. Well, I guess as you level it up too, the damage multiplies out quite well. 1.51, not too bad, pretty decent. And then we've got about 900,000 to finish them off. So I'm going to use this one here, the deck 4, with Purifying Blast, Acid Drench, and Inspiring Force. And I'm just going to focus on 2 parts at a time. And then once those sort of die off, then I'll go to the next part. And you can combine this set, like you can mix out one of these cards and get a lot more damage. Like I'm just trying to do an all-arounder kind of build with my cards. And you'll see as the damage starts to drop down now that there's only armor on this guy. So you're not getting a whole lot out of it. .06. This one here, I'm going for the end deck. I wish I could upgrade that, but this end deck should do okay. I'll probably get around 1 million, maybe 900,000. It's not amazing, but it's the best use of that deck. And my other cards aren't quite up to snuff, so this is still going to do the best for me. And I'll stay away from the head because I have a good card to beat through that head. Chopping them down. Yeah, 1.18, not bad. But only when it's got armor, otherwise it's just not worth it. I could also level up that last card too. And now we're going for the head. And this one just strictly focused on the head because the 2 cards on the end there are just multiplying the damage at the head. And this should get stronger as it goes. You should end up around 10 to 12k on the splash damage from the Barrage. There we go. Chop this mofo. 1.36, not bad, not bad. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and use the rest of these cards. I'll use this lightning whip one. This one's pretty good all around. Just making a sort of butt-shaped pattern. Circle with a crack. Just to go up and hit the midriff. But this, oh man, this lightning chain is actually my favorite one. So I wish I could just pour all of my points into this. It just does so much damage, it's satisfying too. Fuck, does anyone else get finger burn on their phone? Jesus, that was not a good run at all. What the fuck? Definitely works better if the parts are exposed, but I'm working with what I got. Next one, let's go in for this one. Usually just focus on one part. I mean, you could spread it around, but I just like to see a 5k constant, and then I go off of that. Chopping them down. Yeah, not a great one. This card, I probably will mess around with this deck, but at least it's decent. And then we'll go for this last build here. So this one, I just let the, first we'll just go for full circles, let them build up, and then those are going to explode. But they only seem to explode when you're not tapping on that body part. Otherwise, it's just going to stay. So you want to make sure you're moving around from body part to the next body part, or you're just not going to get the ball to explode. So I'm just going until they explode and then circling back. But you got to leave it there for a little bit of time too. It's an okay card set, not too bad, but I also don't have high levels either. And that's the full deck of 8, guys. I'm gonna walk through what levels I've got my cards at here, so just so you can see. Because there's some cards I'm just not using. I mean, I really like the Swarm set, but it doesn't seem to work with whatever else I've configured. So this is the set of 8 I'm using right now and how I use it. But you guys can definitely experiment and get a lot more. I'd say if you work through the solo raids, just screenshot the card set that you think is doing really, really well, because that's kind of how I did it. And also there's a practice run here, so you can sort of practice and figure out which set is best for you. I did that a few times just to get the last 3 sets. But yeah, that's what I'm working with. So hopefully this short little video helped somebody out there, because I know I was stuck and I just wanted like quick answers. I don't want to fuck around and have to go through Reddit threads and then try and figure it out. Good luck, guys, and happy tapping.